Hey Jordan, how you doing, man?
What's up, John? How are you?
Good, 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 good. How much has how much or how last season ended in Kansas City been at the forefront of and driving force of maybe your guys' season and to this point?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys had that loss in their mind all off season. Really kind of fired them up throughout the off season, and kind of kept that energy going into the season. Obviously, remembering what happened last off season, nobody wants to go home yet. Great opportunity against that same opponent. I'm ready to play, got to execute at a high level. But yeah, that loss has definitely stuck with a lot of us over the off season. Coming into this season, and even up to now.
And you mentioned a week ago you had a feeling you'd see the Patriots again after the day after Christmas. Do or did you have the same feeling after you guys beat the Chiefs earlier in the year?
Yeah, I did. I had a feeling, if we wanted to get to the Super Bowl, we were gonna have to beat them. And here we are, some X amount of weeks later, in that position for a great opportunity to go play our best football.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks, John. Good to see you.
Hey, Jordan, Mike Catalana. We heard you. I heard some clips of you, about the way Josh played against the Patriots, and it's almost like you can become a little bit of a fan. He's your own teammate. You've watched a lot of tape of Mahomes over 4 times now playing him. Are there moments you sort of feel that way when you're watching just the things he can do, and then you got to get yourself focused on tape, or is your mind just different when you're watching tape of a guy as opposed to the moment seeing it like what we saw from Allen on Saturday night?
I think I understand your question. Yeah, when you look at quarterbacks like Josh and like Mahomes, really really tough style quarterbacks to defend. Guys that can throw the ball all over the field, guys who got great command in their offense, guys who can run the football as well. It's a tough task, and Pat is up, obviously up there with some of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he does a lot of really good things well, and it's a really good offense. You got really good players around him, so when you're watching tape, obviously I don't want to say I compare or anything like that, but you definitely have an idea how good Pat is. When he's on the move, especially finding receivers across the field. So we're gonna have to execute at a high level, like I said earlier to John, play our best football and play at a high level.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey Jordan, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. With how this team has played through the regular season and last week included, do you feel like this number one defense still hasn't gotten the respect that other number one units have gotten in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the off season we can worry about that. It's we got a job to do this week. Whether we're the number one defense or the number 32 defense, we got an opportunity this week, obviously, to go out there and be able to play our best football. So really, all the number one, number whatever in the regular season, that really doesn't matter. It's a whole new season now. You know what I mean? So we got to come ready to play and we got to execute at a high level.
Thank you.
Hey, Jordan, Sean Worrell. I kind of apologize for because I heard your answer here, so I'm not trying to step on your answer, but a lack of respect has been something that has really motivated you and Mike, especially since you've got here, and the lack of respect you guys have gotten. But when you make the All-Pro team and Micah gets a second All-Pro team nomination, and Micah makes that highlight reel interception that draws a lot of attention to you guys, is maybe are you guys getting maybe finally the respect you deserve?
I think we both like to have that underdog mentality, no matter what's said outside of this building. You know what I mean? I think both of us has gotten to a position that we've gotten to in our careers because we've always had that mentality. Whether people thought we couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I think regardless of the All-Pro honors, whatever, there's to him and I, there's still some people out there that don't believe in us. You know what I mean? And that's just how we think. That's just how we're wired. And we're always going to carry that underdog mentality with us. And I think that's why that's part of the reason why, we've become, who we've become.
How many times did Micah, sorry, maybe you can get a dig at Micah here. How many times did Micah look back at his interception on tape this past week?
Knowing Micah, probably only once. Just knowing Micah, probably only once. If that was me, I'd have probably watched it all damn night. But nah, I don't know. It was a hell of a freaking play. I think it caught me on the mic'd up talking. I went up to him afterwards. I was like, dude, like, you're absolutely disgusting for that play right there. Like, it was just a crazy play, and I was able to be on the field actually and see it firsthand. So it's an awesome play.
Do you think he'd get there? Did you think he'd get there? He closed that?
I mean, to be honest, on the field, I thought it was a touchdown. I saw him run the double move. I was running with a shallow going across, and, I turned. I saw the ball in the air, and, I mean, I saw Micah tracking it down. I couldn't believe he got there. Just unbelievable play.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan, it's Kim Jones. Hope you're well.
I'm doing well, Kim. How are you?
Good. I don't know, many questions I've asked you, and I still remember talking to you at your locker, which were good days for us as communicators.
Right.
I don't know that I've ever asked you about Josh. And I just wonder, as one of the original guys there under Sean McDermott, you and Micah, of course, in that group together, what have you made of watching Josh all of these years, from a young guy who, like all young guys, had a lot to learn, obviously, till what he's doing now?
Yeah, just his confidence, confidence in himself, confidence in his teammates. And I mean, the guys around him have confidence in him. He's such a great leader for our team, and he's such a great guy too. He's a great teammate. Just always want to be around him, always cracking jokes. But I would just say the biggest thing I've seen is just his confidence, his command of the offense. And he's got really good playmakers around him. He's able to distribute the ball. I think last week we saw every receiver had a catch. And I think I said on the mic up last week, we're lucky to have him on our team, because I wouldn't want to play him if I was another team. But he's like I said, great teammate, great guy, and his confidence is just through the roof.
And if I could just sneak in a second, how much combined do you and Micah take responsibility, maybe especially with Tre'Davious not available, to kind of not only lead but play at a very, very high level for this team?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, he sent me a text last night. Let me read it. It's awesome. I mean, this is just the relationship we have. He said, hey, we got to go crazy, best in the world. He said that at 10-17 last night. And, we just continue to just pump each other up, man. And we take a lot of responsibility, especially since Tre'Davious left, on making sure that, in the back end that we're all communicating and we're executing at a high level. We're always getting the guys together, watching the extra tape. So, yeah, I do believe, and it's not a bad thing. We love that responsibility. We love that, I guess you call it that pressure, that responsibility. But, yeah, with Tre'Davious down, so, and a lot of guys have stepped into bigger roles too. Levi Wallace, Dane Jackson, those guys have stepped into huge roles for us as Trey's gone down. So it's a combined effort. It's not just Mike and I. It's a combined effort of our back seven, just continuing to work, watching tape all the time together.
Jordan, you're always terrific in this forum. I just want you to know I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jordan, Josh Reed here. How you doing?
What's up, Josh? How are you?
Good. Hey, kind of going off of a little bit with what Kim was asking you there. Josh, this year, you guys have played against, you guys have played 7 games against playoff teams. He's got 18 touchdown passes and 2 picks in those games. What do you see in him that makes him so good when all the chips are kind of in the middle?
He just doesn't blink, He just doesn't blink. I mean, he can go out there and I should say he go out there and throw a pick. I mean, he doesn't blink. He'll go out there the next drive and still be slinging it. He's a guy, like I said earlier, just with all the confidence in the world. And that's what you need at that position too, especially at this level. So just a guy who doesn't blink in any situation of the game. And as a teammate, as a guy who's on the other side of the ball, that's just what that's what you want to see on the quarterback. So, like I said earlier, it's awesome to have him on our team because playing against him be a whole different story.
Now, I went back and rewatched the last time you guys played Kansas City and looked down through some notes. Taron Johnson had a huge game against Tyreek Hill. When you guys look back at that first game, what do you kind of see in that and kind of what he was able to do when he was in the slot?
Yeah, I mean, Taron does a great job for us every week. His job isn't easy to be able to go in the slot and guard some of the quickest guys on the team. So he's been a dog for us since he's came here. He's a guy that comes to work every day and does his job. But, I thought the first game, we played well, obviously well enough to win. We definitely left some out there and some stuff that we can for sure learn from going into this game. It's going to be a different game, but we have our key components of, how we feel we're going to win the game. And so we got to go out there, like I said earlier, and go out there and execute at a high level in order for us to have a chance to win.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Jordan. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Jordan. Good to see you, man. When you played Kansas City early in the season, they were in the midst of kind of a slower start, I guess. People were writing them off. They've obviously put together that win streak, and their offense is playing just about as good as anybody in the league right now. Is there anything you see differently that they're doing now offensively that maybe they weren't doing in early in the season?
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more patient with their offense. I think early on in the season, for whatever reason, maybe some of the checkdowns they weren't hitting early on. But now they're able to, Pat, it seems like he's being a little bit more patient with the ball in his hands. He's not forcing huge throws down the field if it's not there. He's checking it down. So they've always had great players. Obviously always had a great quarterback and guys like Travis and Tyreek, and you can go down the list of guys that they have. So like I said earlier, we're gonna have to execute at a high level. They're playing good ball. We're playing good ball. So like I said, we're gonna have to execute at a high level to get a win on Sunday.
Right. Days going together. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. See ya.